So after watching Waves, the only thing I can think of is 2019 is going down as one of the greatest years in cinematic history. What's up, guys, and welcome to Movie and Point's movie review of Waves, the newest film from director Trey Edward Shults, and it stars Kelvin Harrison Jr., Taylor Russell, Renée Elise Goldsberry, Sterling K. Brown, Alexa Demie, Lucas Hedges, and Clifton Collins Jr. So Waves, in essence, is a story about a family who lives in Miami, which is currently where I live right now. It's really interesting to see the locales that I really recognize from living down here in this movie. And this family is well off. The father has done a lot to provide for his family, and they have what would be considered a typical family dynamic. The problem is the father, who's played by Sterling K. Brown, is very domineering. He's very, push it towards trying to get his children to do better things for him. And he doesn't understand that not only is his domineering ideology becoming a problem with his son, who is trying to do everything he can to please his father, but it starts to cause ripples or waves that will kind of define the rest of this movie. And his son, who is really, he's in love with this girl who's played by Alexa Demie, and he is just he's a mess of a character because he is a wrestling star. He's trying to keep himself in shape, but he's given some bad news about his, shoulder, and it becomes like a spiraling, just chaotic mess that turns into like this insane tragedy, halfway through the movie. And what ends up happening after that is this movie turns into like a ripple of how it affects everyone around him, and it becomes like a almost a forgiveness type movie. It's a movie about how we deal with the situations at hand and how those things can, cause problems, how it can affect people. And it becomes a really powerful movie. And this movie, like I said, is fantastic. It's heartbreaking. It's brutal. It broke me into several pieces. I was crying in this movie because it's a very tough movie to watch. And when you see the characters, the children who are played by Russell and Harrison, that you can see how things affect them in certain ways, and it leads them to a different past. And it's such a moving movie. It's really interesting to watch what Trey Edward Shults has done, because you really get a sense of like how uncomfortable stuff is, how deep it is, and how beautiful and brutal it is at the same time. There are many shots in this movie where it's very colorful. There's a lot of, steady cam movement with the camera. We're getting up real close to the characters. They use a lot of dolly movements. This movie is always moving, but when it settles down, but then it moves, and it keeps the pace going, which makes for a very sad, emotional movie, and you really get into the head of these characters. But I think, in essence, the standouts of this movie, outside of Sterling K. Brown, which is usually the standout of any movie, are Russell and Harrison. Russell's character, who plays the daughter, gets more of a character moment, motivational arc in the second half of this movie, and you really feel like what she is going through, the tragedy and effect, how her parents who have had to deal with this have affected her. And she meets Lucas Hedges' character, who, I swear to God, Lucas Hedges, if he's in a movie, it's automatically an Oscar-worthy contender. Look at Honey Boy and stuff like that. But Lucas Hedges is that guy who sees past everything that has happened to her in the relationship that she develops, and how she, gets him to confront his past to deal with that situation. It's just a brutally honest, brutally beautiful movie, and I give it a lot of credit where credit's due. And it's insane to watch movies like these, because you don't know what's going to happen when you go in, but you hear so many good things about it. This has been traveling around the circuits, of the award circuits and stuff like that, and it's always in the top 10 movies of the year, and there's a reason for that. And it's just amazing how beautiful, and just, oh my God, this movie is just, it breaks your heart just to watch it. So I'm watching this movie, and I'm sitting here going, this movie looks awfully familiar to something I've seen before this year, and that's Euphoria. Because if you've seen Euphoria, there's a lot of use of dolly movements. There's a lot of use of steady cams. There's a lot of use of colors, and a lot of use of like the psychology of the characters themselves. And it's because it's the same guy. The cinematographer for this movie is Drew Daniels, and you really can tell because he knows how to create like motion and movement and emotion and stuff like that. It's a really beautiful and powerful thing to watch. And it's some of the most amazing, gorgeous cinematography this year, only subsided by 1917, which is crazy. But, you know, with that said, the movie is very rough. It's very hard to watch, but it's something I think everybody should watch because it's a movie that moves and is very, very powerful in its storytelling. And you got to give a lot of credit to Trey Edward Shults just for creating something visually stunning, visually powerful, visually moving. And on top of that, he was able to get Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross to do the score for this movie. And I'm telling you what, right now, they're the two most dependable composers in film right now. Everything from The Social Network to Girl with the Dragon Tattoo to Watchmen. These guys, Trent Reznor is also one of my favorite musicians, period, for with 9 Inch Nails. But the music in this movie is what really sets the tone for how powerful this movie is. The one thing that Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross are really known for doing is creating a sense of uncomfortableness, a sense of dread, but creating such beautiful like iconology and beautiful, you know, feel and sense of wonder. It's amazing that Trent Reznor has gone from something, you know, so brutal and honest to doing something so just amazing with the composer of Atticus Ross. And this is, I hope, gets a Oscar nomination for best score because it's just such a beautiful score. But like I said, that's pretty much all I have to say on this movie. It's one of my favorites of the year. This movie is just completely upended my top 10 of the year again. So I don't know where this is probably gonna go. Maybe number 2, maybe number 10. I'm still trying to figure it out. But, you know, like I said, definitely go check it out if you have a chance. Be prepared to bring tissues because you're gonna need them. But this movie is honest, brutal, and just fantastic. So, but anyways, that's my take on Waves. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, of course, hit the subscribe button, join Movie Emporium, hit that notification about the top to find out what's coming next, and of course, comment below on any video that you watch on my channel. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out Movie Emporium. I really appreciate it. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button and the bell at the top. Find out what's coming next for Movie Emporium. Also, check out these 2 videos. They're amazing. I think they're awesome. I think you'll enjoy them too. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.